Welcome everybody to Beastly Gamer, BriarRabbit with another episode of Beastly Thoughts. This is post-Christmas. We had a fantastic holiday. We hope you did too. We're going to talk about some of the things that transpired over the Christmas holiday and talk about some of the things going on in the video game world. How you doing, BriarRabbit?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Always good to be me, man. Beastly Gamer, feeling great. You know, I'm in defensive posture now. I got two swords behind me.
Yeah, Beastly. I think somebody's sneaking up behind you with a Buster blade there.
It's a Buster sword.
Yeah.
Fantasy 7. It's something I've always wanted, man. And this Christmas, my honey bunny got it for me.
Honey bunny.
And made my year. Well, actually, she did a couple of things for me. I guess I'll go first and tell you the kind of things that happened with me and my family for Christmas, and then I'll find out what happened with you and yours. Now, I've been spending a lot of money. You know, I work real hard to make these kids and my wife, a good life here. And so for Christmas, I got both of my sons PlayStation Vitas, new systems. They already have PS3, 3DS. They got all these other game consoles, but they wanted a Vita because it's new. You know how kids are. They want the new thing. And so I got them both Vitas. I got my oldest son, Killzone Mercenary, and I got my second oldest, now I can't even think of the name of the game, TearAway.
Yeah.
All right. So I got those two games for them. We got a few other things, pinball machines, stuff like that. The kids like to play, you know, basketball hoops so they can at least stay active, you know. My wife, I got her a diamond ring, and it's really, really nice, very beautiful. I think a pretty lady should have pretty jewelry sometime, you know.
Yeah. And
so I went on and the big bucks in, went to a fine jeweler and got her something real nice. But I couldn't just get her jewelry because if I got her just jewelry, she'd be pissed off at me. So I had to get her some video games too. If you know Kate at all, she likes games more than she does really anything else. So she's been whispering that she wanted TearAway, so I got her TearAway too. I got her Little Big Planet for Vita. I got her TearAway for Vita. And she's already beat this game 3 times.
Wow.
Since Christmas.
Wow.
She was just talking to me. She's a little under the weather today, so she's not feeling. My daughters, when we went out for Christmas, my nieces and nephews got my babies sick, and so the babies in turn got mommy sick.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're far away from daddy. You know, they're all back in the back.
That's why we don't let any family in the house.
You know what? I'm getting ready to ban holidays when it comes to my family.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's the down south syndrome, but up in Ohio, whenever we did things with family, nobody ever got sick. Down here, it doesn't matter what it is. If you can just go give somebody a high five on the 4th of July, and you got pneumonia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy down here. But she beat this game 3 times. The first time she beat it was Christmas Day, and then she just looked at me and smiled.
She beat it on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She says it's an 8-hour campaign, and she doesn't quit.
Yeah.
And she beat it the first time, and then she told me she wasn't satisfied because she didn't get 100% of the items.
Yeah.
So she beat it the second time to get 100% of the items, and then the third time she wanted all the trophies.
Nice.
So yeah, she went crazy on it.
So what is it, like a 3 out of 10 or?
This game?
Yeah.
Are you serious? They're comparing this game to games like Mario. Like,
yeah.
It awakens that childlike wonder in you. For the people who haven't played, I haven't played it personally, but of course she's told me certain aspects of the game. The game involves you as the centerpiece of the game. So you're playing it, but you're actually truly involved in the game,
Yeah.
and you actually see yourself in the game. The way they implement things on this PlayStation Vita for this game are truly amazing. I'll just say one thing about it. You are the destination for this little envelope that is delivering a message.
Really?
And the way that they implement so many different things in your everyday surrounding. Like, you know, the PS Vita has 2 cameras, so they utilize both cameras during the game. You can actually put people that you know in the game and objects in the game. And it's just, I mean, I haven't played it yet. It's definitely on my list, you know, and a lot of people are saying it's the best PS Vita game ever made. Now, and you know, before that it was Little Big Planet. So
yeah, this is made by the same guys who made Little Big Planet, right? Media Molecule.
Yeah, Media Molecule. They did them both.
Yeah,
and that's home run after home run. This company's doing fantastic work.
I really liked Little Big
my
Planet, but I had a big problem with it, and that was the jumping. Always felt too floaty and too imprecise. And since so much of the game is platforming, it basically ruined the game experience for me. So has this game got tighter controls than Little Big Planet?
The little snippets I've seen of the game don't really involve that type of platforming.
No.
It's more of a third, from what I've seen. I've seen a lot of third-person aspects to it. And there is jump, but I personally haven't really delved deep into it. She's going to do a review on it. She's got an in-depth review coming up in the next couple of days on her channel. I'll probably do like second thoughts type of thing. But the game that I'm getting ready to play now is one of the games my kids can't play because they're actually involved in other games. And it's Soul Sacrifice for the PlayStation Vita. I like to give my Vita a little bit of play every now and then because initially when we got them, I got both of our Vitas, the early edition bundles that came out a week before everybody else's. So I paid $4.50 for each one. And the only game we had was Uncharted. She beat that in 2 days. I beat it in like 4 because I just don't sit in.
Yeah, sure.
She just goes through it. And then the system just sat there for a very long time. And so now they're actually releasing games for the Vita that can really, you can get your money's worth, you can get a great experience out of. And just from what I saw out of TearAway, what I saw out of this game, this is an amazing concept. It's an amazing experience. She just, she was sitting out here on the couch eating some chicken noodle soup about an hour or two ago. And she said, babe, this experience is just so different than anything else I've ever done. So, that opens my eyes up to I can't wait to get involved into the game.
This is the game that is really calling to me right now as far as getting a PlayStation Vita in the house. I've resisted because there just hasn't been enough games available for it to really justify that. It was originally $250. I think you can get them for $200 now, right? The PS Vita?
It's $200.
And it's really, that game is really speaking to me. There's a bunch, there's a bunch of new stuff. I really like the PS Plus, the way you can buy the game once and play it on multiple platforms on the PlayStation Network. I think that is a fantastic idea. And I think that Sony is really starting to make a compelling argument for the PS Vita.
Yeah, they actually got a lot of free stuff coming out the first of the year for the Vita, the PS3, the PS4 that really makes PlayStation Plus worth having. And the thing is, they're smacking home run after home run with these freebies. I actually got an article on my computer. We'll get into that a little bit later. But right now, I want to talk about this.
Oh, man. This?
Yeah.
You're talking my language right now, Beasley. This game is, you played A Link to the Past, right? On the Super Nintendo. This game,
I put it in many, many hours in A Link to the Past.
This game is a direct descendant of that game. So the graphics are very reminiscent of that. The music is a remixed version of that music. It really reminds you of that stuff, but there's a lot of new kind of remixes in it. There's a ton of new play mechanics though, so you're not just playing the same game over. There's a ton of new play mechanics. There's one thing that you get early on where you actually can become a painting on the wall and then move along walls. So it becomes this this puzzle element that you use throughout the game, kind of switching between the 2D and the 3D. That is really, really fun to use. You get all your items right at the beginning. You don't have to be searching for items. Well, most of your items. Like the boomerang, the ice rod, the sand rod. You can buy all these things right at the beginning. If you die, though, you lose them, and you have to go rent them again. You can go to any of the dungeons at any time, so it's not linear. You can kind of jump around, do whatever you want. But the game's fun factor is off the charts. It is a beautiful-looking game on the 3DS. I got the kids 3DS XL for Christmas, and it was the first one that we've had in the house. We had a 3DS in the house. And playing this game on the 3DS XL has been stunning. I'm really impressed with the hardware. And I got to tell you, this is my favorite game right now. I am loving it. It's so much fun.
Wow. Well, blow me down. Now, me personally, I haven't tried it because there's so much going on here right now. So many video games and so much clashing. I think once things slow down a little bit, my older son, he's playing it. right now. He's actually playing it right now.
Yeah.
And I just made a YouTube video about him giving up on it because I know his personality. So I'm kind of egging him on to actually complete it.
Yeah.
Because when things get hard, kids, they give up. And so you want to kind of push them a little bit, say don't give up when things get hard. That's when you get the most reward out of things, when you complete them when they are hard. And Zelda is notorious for, it has a difficulty level that really invokes a lot of thought.
Yeah.
And see, I haven't played this one. I'm incredibly eager to get into it. For him to either give up or beat it.
You know what? It's so challenging. It's challenging.
Now, I heard you say one of your sons was liking the other games more than this.
Pokemon.
You think that's a sign of the times?
I don't know. I got a Pokemon X and Y so that they could share the. I don't know how that game works, to be honest with you. I think it shares. You can kind of trade Pokemon.
Well, the difference in Pokemon. The reason they always release one versus the other. There's one Pokemon in each game. That's the only difference, and that's a rare Pokemon. So X and Y, yellow and blue. There's always just one that cartridge has. The other one doesn't. And so in order to gather them all, you need to have them both. And that's, it's kind of a Nintendo's ploy they always do. That's really the only difference between both of those cartridges, is there's one Pokemon in each one that the other one doesn't have. But they're like it. Pokemon's a really fun game.
Yeah.
Back in Ohio, before I moved here, a good friend of mine named Michael Howell, he would, at lunchtime, the guy's 32 years old, and he'd be sitting next to me, and just deep in thought, and you look in his hands, and he'd be playing his DS, playing the old Pokemon games, and I'd kind of look at him and say, man, you want to borrow my Vita or something? He'd be like, no, this is the best game ever. Hey, look, man, you've got to play it. I never really got into Pokemon. I think when it came out, I saw it as a kid's thing. I was at that age where I wanted to play more teen, adult-oriented games. And when that came out, I had little brothers and little sisters. I said, yeah, that's more for you. But a lot of people really enjoy it. And so it sounds like the boys are liking Pokemon, which is nothing wrong with it. But we got to talk to them about this. This is going to be a heck of an experience to have.
They, it's a challenging game. It feels old school in its challenge, and I wonder if that is a drawback to them. And they're playing the new Mario game, and they're enjoying that. I think it's called Super Mario 3D World. And that is actually a fairly impressive game. But Mario hasn't had his hooks into me in a long time. But Zelda, Link has definitely set his hooks back in.
Well, that's something I definitely have got to do. Now talking about me personally, what were some of your trinkets? What did the BriarRabbit get for Christmas this year?
Well, everything that was on my Christmas list had to do with YouTube. So as you can see, I got this little radius mount for my microphone, so I don't have to be quite so careful on the desk. I also got a boom mount so it can hang here ominously. And I got some other YouTube stuff. Mainly, me and Janice are getting married in May, so we had to be very careful with our money this year. I also got...
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I got a few other things, but mainly what we focused on was getting stuff for the kids this year.
Yeah, I really, same here. It was really all about the kids. My Nova, she got a tablet, a real tablet.
Really?
Not a tablet. Yeah, she's incredibly intelligent, and so she's utilizing it in many ways. She has her alphabet tracing application. She likes to go through and trace the alphabet. She'll watch her videos. She has her habanero review saved on her tablet.
You guys got to watch that because it's absolutely adorable. It really is. It's so good. It's so funny. Even right at the beginning, before you even start the credits, it's funny. Like, it starts right away.
She said, yeah, how excited she was.
What's that?
Yeah, she was really excited to do it, and she'd been asking about it for a long time. The way that the habanero review with Nova came about was I was at work one day, and Kate sent me a video message to my phone, and there was Nova standing in her room, and she didn't know her mother was behind her, and she was looking into the distance, and she said, hi, my name's Noah. Today I'm going to do a review on, and then she said Mario. And then she said, but first I need to eat a habanero pepper. And she just pretended to eat a habanero pepper, and she went through the whole spill, and her mom was recording it. And so when I got home, I said, baby, you want to do a review? She said, yes, yes. And she was so excited. I had to make sure I included a little bit of that, how excited she was. And it was something that she owned. And I think she was a natural at it.
Yeah.
She really loves it. And we love her to death. She's a sweet, sweet little baby. If you guys haven't seen this video, come on over to the channel. Check it out. It's called 3-Year-Old Nova Does Hot Pepper Review. and she reviews Resident Evil Revelations, and it's a damn good video. I really like it.
It is. It's got what, 600 views now?
Yeah, it's probably close to 700. The last
Yeah.
time I checked, it was at 650 something.
Well, 10 of those are me watching.
It's just crazy how fast that video took off. People really love it.
It's a good video because once you watch it, you got to show everybody else it. You know, it's one of those videos where like you can't enjoy this video alone. You have to share it with everybody that you know. Like you got to see this little girl. She's so cute.
The thing that blew my mind is Kate's dad. He's not, really tech savvy. He's an accountant. He doesn't do YouTube and things like. He's a very serious man, and he called her a couple days ago and said, "Send me Nova's review." So someone in Ohio was talking about it, and so she sent them the review. I want to say one thing to all your subscribers and my subscribers. I really do appreciate all the people coming over and checking out my channel, especially those who come from your channel. It means a lot to me to do for fun. I enjoy sharing this video game news and my personality with the world. I would like to announce here now on BC Thoughts episode 4 that I'm going to be doing my first giveaway.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I'm going to be giving away a $10, yes, big bucks, a $10 PlayStation Plus card, which is good for anything on PlayStation Store. It's actually not for PlayStation Plus. It's for the PSN network. So anything in there, if you want to buy a $20 game, $30 game, $10 game, $6 game, this $10 card will pay for $10 worth of the proceeds. So what I'm going to be doing is, when you guys come over to the channel and do your subscriptions and leave a comment telling me who deserves this and why, I'm going to pick at random on January 5th. On January 5th, I'll announce it. Whoever, I feel leaves a good comment, tell me why this $10, PSN card is yours, why you need to have it. I will send it out to you, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm the Beastly Gamer, and it means a lot to me that you guys even enjoy my commentaries and are here with us sharing this special time. So that's my first giveaway, a $10 PlayStation Network card, and it's for whoever leaves me a good comment as to why you deserve it.
That's awesome. I'm going to be in that comment section. I could use a little. I could use a little PlayStation Network money. What am I, cash rich over here? Come on. So I got 3 bones to pick with you. My first bone is Nova set a little challenge out there that I think needs to be addressed.
She sure did.
I laughed so hard when I heard that. Right at the end of the video, she just says, "Take that, BriarRabbit." I laughed so hard. So I was talking to you over text messaging, and I think we got to get this little Gamer Olympics session going. A little challenge between families to settle our differences, so to speak.
Right. Now, let it be known, I have the advantage because Nova's on my team.
That's very true.
Yeah, when you mentioned this to me, I had a lot of thoughts on it.
Yeah.
These challenges, it's a plethora of ideas that flood your mind.
There's so many. And I think we should restrict our talking about it on the podcast. But I think we definitely got to make this happen because it's just going to be pure fun.
Okay, so you guys hear that. The Beastly Gamer family and the BriarRabbit family are going to be doing this Gamer Olympics.
That's right.
We're going to be challenging each other to a set list of challenges in the future. It'll be coming pretty soon. So you guys make sure you stay tuned to our channels and cast your votes as these episodes are aired.
That's right. And you can tweet me your KD ratio in Call of Duty. I will be adopting all week long for the best gamers. Whoever has the best scores in whatever games we decide on, I'll adopt you. You can be part of my family.
Oh, okay. Right there, isn't it? What he said. Same thing here.
All right. The next thing is, where's the Beastly Gaming shirt? I saw this thing come out for Christmas. Where'd it go?
It's back in the closet.
Oh, my God. That is the coolest shirt I ever saw. You got to get that thing on a storefront and start selling them.
I should go grab it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, Kate, what Kate did for me this year for Christmas, guys, it was, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you really can't put into words the feeling that you get when you know somebody thinks that much of you, and they think so deeply of you. One thing Kate did for me that probably means more to me than anything she's done for this year. She got a collage of the pictures of she and I from the time that we met up until now. One of them is when we were in the hospital expecting Nova, smiling, and it's just us going through years and years, Thanksgiving, Christmas, up until now. And I had no idea. She had it made, specially made, and it's big and huge. It's probably about...
Oh, it's like a wall hanging kind of thing?
Yeah, it's as big as that picture behind me. It's huge. And when I saw it, I just gave her the biggest hug and kiss. Happiness, man, is something that you cannot buy.
Nah.
I tell you that. She is a very special person, and she makes my life so good. My life has been going up and up and up since we met, you know, and we keep each other strong, and she did that for me. And then I was so excited. I did not expect the next gift. I honestly didn't, because when I opened up the bag, I looked at her and I grabbed her by her neck. I said, "You didn't!" I opened up the box, and she had it wrapped like 3 or 4 times. I couldn't really see it. And I finally saw Elgato.
Mm-hmm.
She got me an Elgato HD game capture card. I said, "No, you didn't do this." She just smiled and sat in my lap and gave me a hug, and I was so excited. Oh, man, the feeling was just great. And just using that thing, you see the difference.
Oh, yeah.
I think I put out two videos.
Well, I saw your Walking Dead review, which I thought was great. I loved how you did the Walking Dead review, but man, it is spoiler heavy. You don't want to mess with that review. You don't want to watch this review until you've played the game, or if you're not going to play the game, because
well, that's why there's a disclaimer, guys, at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you have not played episode 1 of season 2's Telltale's Walking Dead, All That Remains, do not watch that. It's a playthrough / review. I kind of narrated the situations that occurred over an hour and a half of gameplay, and I cut it into like 14 minutes.
Yeah.
Just so you could kind of get the gist. And for those people who don't have, you know, a PS3 or, you know, a console to play it on, or who may or may not ever want to play it, but just want the experience, that's kind of more for you. I also gave my thoughts on it. I thought that the game was really good. Telltale is excellent at telling these stories, you know. And they came from such a rocky road because, you know, I remember, what is it, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. These are games that Telltale made that were mediocre at best. And when I first heard, I remember, because I was super deep into Kurtman's Walking Dead comic book at the time. And, you know, it's a monthly comic book, and I was just going nuts. Every episode, just eating it up, loving it. And then when I heard that they were making a game, I got really excited. I was like, oh, man, I can't believe it. They're going to make this a game. It's going to be awesome. And then when I found out it was Telltale Games, I was like, wait a minute. That's Back to the Future, right? So I started looking. I was like, no! You know, I was thinking, no, they're going to screw it up, possibly, right? Best company possible. They could have made that game.
Yeah, they nailed the story. They have work to do on the tech still, I think, but they nailed the storytelling. I think they're best in class on that.
You still see a lot of hiccups in the animations and the way that the graphics are presented. And I think honestly, there really isn't an excuse at this point, because they did season 1.
Yeah, it's not like they're looking for money anymore either, because that game was very, very popular.
Huge, big money. I mean, it was nominated Game of the Year. Everybody played it. Everybody loved it. And they enhanced their team. You know, they have a lot more people working now. Yeah. So those little hiccups and stutters in the graphics, you really shouldn't see at this point.
They're doing a couple other games. They got is it called The Wolf Among Us? And they're doing Game of Thrones. They're working on that, which I'm really excited about.
Believe it or not, I have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones.
How's that happen? How can that be? It's like one of the 3 best shows on TV.
Well, I was super deep into the last episode of Dexter and of Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad, to me, best show I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I loved it. It was up there with Sopranos for me, and probably better after, you know, you complete the entire thing. And so when that was going on, I didn't want, you know, I'm a gamer. I was trying to be into my games and then watch my Breaking Bad. Then I watched Naruto, the anime. I didn't want to flood my mind. And I was like, this is, you know, dragons flying around. But everybody loves it. And she went and bought the first season.
Mm-hmm. On DVD.
So we have the first season. Yeah, we have it, but I haven't watched it. And then I just heard today that Game of Thrones is the #1 pirated show in history.
Yeah, and HBO is okay with it. They're like, yeah, whatever. You know, at least people are watching.
pirated show, so everybody really likes it. Let me ask you your opinion. Is it worth me watching, Brian?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, it's not as good as Breaking Bad, but it's like a strong number 2 for best show ever. Yeah, I mean, it is that good. It is stunning. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. It's so good. You know, the characters are strong.
It goes back to like the medieval times and dragons and that kind of lore, but it's as good. It's in the same bracket as Breaking Bad. Now, if you're telling me that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot.
It is.
And let you know.
It is stupendous. The acting is great. The writing is great. The sets are amazing. It's got everything that you want to see in a TV show, and it's on HBO, so they can say and do and show whatever they want without restrictions. You know.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me there's naked women on the show?
Oh my God, and they're beautiful.
I'm watching.
Sold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that show is phenomenal. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I think they're basing the game off of the television show, which has started taking a different, it's branching off from the books because the guy who writes the books apparently can't write them fast enough. He doesn't write one a year, so they can't base a season off one book. So they're kind of branching off a little bit. But yeah, I love that show. Everybody who's seen it, I think, loves it.
From what I've heard from Telltale or about Telltale games, the way they're doing like Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead season 2, they're alternating.
Yeah.
They're going to wait till these next seasons are over before they begin work on Game of Thrones. Because from what I can't remember, I can't cite the source, but I'm pretty sure I heard this, that they don't want to take away from the creative process of season 2 of The Walking Dead or Wolf Among Us to start on that. So they want to, take baby steps, get as much done in the proper way as possible before they start on something new. But I'll definitely give it a shot. Yeah. I mean, I did not watch it because I just don't like it. I didn't watch it because I just didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So,
that's almost better though, because then you get to binge watch. You know?
Yeah. You know what, man? I don't know if you ever watched Dexter, but Dexter was a really good show.
I watched, I think, the first 3 or 4 seasons of it.
It was a really good show until the end. And for a long time, we had a lot of friends saying, watch Dexter. And I think I watched like the first episode, some guy walking around in a pink shirt. I don't want to watch this crap. Mm-hmm. And so we look at IMDb.com, the Internet Movie Database, and when you see that this show is consistently like 9.2, I was like, it can't be as bad as just the pink shirt. Let me give it a shot. And then when I got like to the end of the first season, I was done. And we watched like 5 seasons in a row.
Yeah. It's a nice way to, Netflix and Hulu and all those new services have changed the way I consume television for the better as far as I'm concerned, because I don't have to wait every week for a new episode to come out. When I find something I like, I can watch 2 episodes a night and, I get to consume a whole season at once. What are those new shows they have on Netflix with Kevin Spacey?
Lilyhammer?
Oh, no, I've just started watching that. I just started watching that, and I like it.
Lilyhammer is an extremely good show.
House of Cards, though, I'm thinking of, with Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah, House of Cards.
I was blown away by how good that was. And Jan hasn't seen it yet, so she gets to watch it fresh, and then we'll watch the new season that I think comes out very soon, because they released their shows in just one big season. They just dumped the whole thing.
Long, right? Yeah. See, that's how they did Lilyhammer. That's how they did, what is it?
Orange is the New Black. Did they do
season
Netflix
4 of...
I can't believe I can't remember this.
Something management, right? Anger? No. Golly, I can't believe I'm not...
What about the...
You know what I'm talking about. Can't believe this.
I can't believe I can't remember it.
With the rich family.
Oh my God! It'll come to us. It'll come to us. I know it will.
Yeah, let it come. I know the audience is like, I know these clowns are not.
Yeah.
Forgetting that's one of the best shows ever. They released the entire season at one time, and we binge watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a great way to watch. We don't watch a whole lot of TV. We don't even have cable because we're just not here to watch it. The kids will watch like History Channel if they have it available to them, but they don't even watch like Cartoon Network or anything on a consistent basis because so much of TV now is just reruns anyway. There's no difference in having.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you still Is your Wii U still like sitting in a box somewhere? Or do you guys still play it?
No, the kids have started playing it again because they got the new Mario 3D World. But
now
they'd much rather play the DS than they would the Wii U.
Well, at least it's a Nintendo console, right?
Yeah. And the DS, the Wii U, they can just play it on the controller because it's got that screen on the controller, which is nice because they just bring that over the couch and just slump over. They don't even have the TV on at all.
Now, when you first got your Wii U, I heard you say earlier you didn't get a PlayStation Vita because the price didn't warrant getting a console without any games you wanted.
Yeah.
What was the game you wanted for the Wii U when you got it?
That was just a Christmas thing for the kids. They wanted a Wii U. They wanted a Wii U. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get them a Wii U. I want to be that awesome parent that gets their kids a Wii U on Christmas Day.
We see eye to eye here. I love to surprise my kids with great stuff. Nintendo's releasing a new controller with a better battery. I think that the controller that's released right now for the Wii U only holds, a 5-hour battery time?
Yeah, it's not very long, not for heavy-duty gaming.
They got a new one coming out that's $32, which is a really good price for a controller.
Is it going to have the screen?
I don't know. Yeah, it's $32. It has 2,550 mAh. It's a battery, and it lasts for 8 hours. And it
has a screen. They can make that for $32?
Yep.
Wow.
Price $32, shipping not included. But yeah, it's an 8-hour battery, and this story is on Destructoid.com.
No kidding.
This came out. Nintendo brings high-capacity Wii U gamepad battery to the U.S.
Oh, it's a battery. It's not the whole controller. It's a battery.
Oh, I didn't know you could take the battery out of that controller. You can?
I don't know if you can, to be honest with you. I've never played with it that much.
This article says Nintendo's high-capacity battery for the Wii U gamepad has been available in other regions, but it's only now being sold to gamers in the U.S. Price of $32. I guess it would be just a battery, which might be worth getting if you're a big-time Wii U player.
Yeah, $32 though. That's a lot of money for a game controller battery.
Well, the PS4, if they could add a new battery to that controller, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Because when we play that, I get probably 4 hours of playtime out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't last long. I have one of these charge bases. I'm trying to grab it. It's right here. And there we go. I have one of these charge bases. Yeah, basically. And I just keep the other one right next to it. And
that's for the PS4?
Yeah.
You lucky scoundrel. Where'd you get that from?
GameStop. So basically, once one dies, I just switch to the next one, and so on and so forth. So it's not the best solution. I prefer on the Xbox 360. I used to have it had the removable batteries, and you could just swap the battery in and out and keep the same controller. So if you had paid extra money for a modified controller, you could just be swapping batteries in and out. That's not going to be a possibility with the PS4. I'm not going to buy 2 scuffed controllers for the PS4 just because the battery sucks. But maybe Scuff will do something about that. Scuff could easily throw a bigger battery into it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it'll probably take them, a few months before they fabricate something new for that controller?
Yeah, hopefully it'll come out very soon, and they'll contact me
first. That's your dream come true there, huh?
No, to be honest with you, my dream come true would be an Xbox One with improved thumbsticks.
Oh, man. I want to talk about the PlayStation Vita right now. And how their sales have jumped because of the PS4 release. Now, a lot of people would probably guess that this is a given, that with the PlayStation 4 being released, that you would expect higher PS Vita sales, and they've jumped, I think, 64% since the PS4 has been released because of the remote play functionality. I don't think a lot of people understand exactly how the remote play works, because when you think of remote play, you think that you can go somewhere and play your PS4 remotely.
But you got to be on your home network to make that work.
You have to be on your home Wi-Fi network, and the PS4, it doesn't have to be connected to your TV, but it'll be on running that game. And for better or worse, they're selling a lot more PS Vitas. And this article is on Destructoid too. Destructoid is getting them today. It says the launch of the PS4 has greatly influenced PlayStation Vita sales, according to Sony. After the PS4 launch, PS Vita sales saw a 68% increase, followed by a 65% increase the very next week. Ben Law, Sony's senior product manager, revealed that the PS Vita sales-wise are continuing to see strong week-to-week growth since the latest campaign kicked in. So they're doing something right, and especially with these newer games coming out, I think TearAway is a system seller for sure. Mm-hmm. For those who don't have a PS Vita, if you see that game, you look at the reviews for it, what people have been thinking about the game, definitely a system seller. And now we got 4 Vitas in the house, so everybody's got one.
You know, remote play is interesting to me. I don't know that I'd use it a ton because I prefer to be sitting, with a full-size controller and leaning back. But I'll tell you what, the cross-buy is really interesting to me. How you can buy a game on, let's say, the PlayStation 3, and if there's a PS Vita version available and a PS4 version available, you get it for all 3 versions. I think that is a wonderful feature that Microsoft needs to start coming out with, but they don't have a portable, so I guess it'd be nice if Nintendo came out with something, because you can buy the same game 8 times with Nintendo.
I think they have a few cross-buy games right now for the PS4 that are small games from the PSN store. Mm-hmm. Now, I know games like, what is the Smash Brothers PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale? That was a cross-buy game for the PS3 and the Vita. So if you bought it for the Vita, you get the disc for free. But I think the way they did it was you have to buy the PS3 version, you get the digital download for free, which makes it worth its money, because especially if you have both systems, you can take it on the go and play it. They did MLB 2013 cross-buy.
That's nice.
And they got a few.
Could you move a season back and forth between your Vita and your PlayStation?
Yeah,
that's nice, because
everything was interchangeable.
That's nice.
Everything was interchangeable. The thing is, when they announced it, I expected them to do more with it. Now there's still just a handful of games that you can cross-buy, and there's still a handful of games that you can cross-play, meaning that you can start a game on your Vita, transfer your data to your PS3 or PS4, and continue your game there.
That's nice.
It's just a handful. So they've got great technology, but they have a lack of, motivation to implement them the way they should, because that would get a lot of consumers, excited about these other consoles.
I'll tell you what, I booted up my PlayStation 3 for the first time since I got my PlayStation 4, because I wanted to move it downstairs to the main entertainment center so we could watch Blu-ray discs. And I said, let me check out what's free on PS Plus right now. It is sick how many free games are given away right now. I got Borderlands 2, which is a great game, Shadow of the Colossus, Eco, I can't remember what else I got. Like Drive 2, I think it was. I didn't even check that one out yet. But unbelievably great games for free.
You did a video a couple days ago talking about Borderlands 2 that you had never played.
Yeah, I played the first one, but I hadn't played the second one.
Me and Kate and I, we destroyed the first one. Okay, we did a LAN party, and she had her own flat screen. I had mine. We sat side to side and destroyed that game, okay, multiple times. And we've had 2. Well, my son has 2. And so since it's his game, I think his mother bought him. I was like, she bought it, get away from me. I don't want to see that game. And so he plays Borderlands 2 all the time, Brandon, my youngest son. And when she heard you say that, you were getting that to download, she downloaded the same day as been playing.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to try it. I know it's a really good game, but I found that pretty interesting that you and I had played 1, never played 2, even though it was touted as an amazing game.
Yeah, yeah. The difference for me with Borderlands, I enjoyed the first one, but I missed having like a competitive shooter. If I'm going to spend a whole lot of time with a shooter, I want to be killing real people. Wait, that didn't come out right.
Oh my goodness! Man.
But yeah, that game is fun, and I think we're gonna get a lot of that same kind of itch scratch with Destiny. So I wonder if Destiny's gonna eat into Borderlands, eat some of their lunch.
I think Destiny is that's coming out September 9th?
Yeah, sometime around there. Yeah,
it's a long ways away, but that's a good thing because they'll have plenty of time to get their shit in order. Mm-hmm. Pardon my French for those who still have play school ears, but for them to get their stuff together so that we don't have this internet debacle / Battlefield Broken 4 situation.
Oh, yeah. They're still having trouble with that. Now they're getting sued.
Yeah, they've been two. They're getting sued twice.
Oh, really?
Uh, and a lot of people are just at this point, they don't want to play it anymore because the experience has been broken so badly.
This guy,
You too?
yeah. I've got a
This
video
guy.
that is doing gangbusters on my channel. You know, it's doing far more than the average amount of views. And it's a Battlefield 4 video. It's the only Battlefield 4 video I have. But every time I go on, and people are asking for more, every time I go on, something rotten happens. And I say, you know, screw this. I'm not playing this game.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't want to play. It's just that...
I played that game once or twice, period.
Yeah.
Never really had a chance to get on it. You told me about it initially, that it was so broken. And then I started to hear flooding stories from every avenue that the game was terribly broken to the point that you didn't want to play it anymore. And then you got guys like Broken Games HD and, you know, Hard 8. These people don't want to play the game at all.
Yeah.
Because of how badly it's broken.
You know, there's a lot of guys that have based like YouTube channels on that one game, and they're struggling right now. You know, not only are they trying to make videos out of this broken game, which I think, you know, depending on how you're playing it, you know, you can get it to work. But I saw videos with like the textures on the ground like flashing, like strobing, and the guy actually had to put that video up because, you know, he didn't have anything else to put up. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, and this was a big channel, so.
I guess the only thing you can do in a situation like that is just show lots of campaign.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
The problem is you got to only show the first level because you keep losing your save.
That's going on too?
That's still going, yeah.
Now, I got a question for you. A little off the subject, but it's PS4 related. Were you able to log in around Christmas to the PSN?
PSN, no, I had a major problem with that. I was actually really looking forward to getting online, killing some Call of Duty noobs. Really
Christmas
looking forward
noob.
to that, man. Really looking forward to it. And I couldn't connect. So I was able to connect on Xbox One, which really isn't my preferred platform at this point. Whoops. And sorry, my screen just kind of went goofy.
It's okay. I can still see you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so I got on Xbox One, no problem. Was able to, you know, get my gaming fix in. But my preferred platform right now for Call of Duty is PlayStation 4, and Call of Duty is still my preferred game. You know, when I got 15, 20 minutes to kill, that's the game I'll play. When I got an hour to kill or 2 hours to kill, I might play something, you know, with a storyline. But, you know, my life has changed in the way that I have smaller chunks of time that are free.
I think your channel works perfectly for Call of Duty for a couple of reasons. You're much better than the average player. People who are good watch your channel to learn how to get good, okay? Learn how to get better. You're extremely good at the game. But not just that, the topics you cover are very engaging, and your delivery is very good. So you're a very likable person. You come across as likable, and you're sharing information. And at the same time, people get to see these exciting shootouts that you 95% of the time win, okay? So it's a win-win for you, and that's why I think your channel's so good with the Call of Duty, gameplay. That's when I first saw your channel. That's what I was looking at. I was watching Woody's Gamertag, and someone actually sent me a message and said, "Hey, have you ever seen this guy's videos?" And I clicked, and I liked it immediately.
Thanks, man.
Black Ops 2, and it's been ever since I've been here, you know, enjoying your footage. One of these days we got to play together though, so I can see how it stack up. But
I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to.
I still honestly know I'm not going to stack up too well.
Or we could play the multi, the cooperative part. I can't even remember what it's called. I've never actually played it. You just put a video up about it, about the alien invasion or something.
Oh, you talk. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I haven't played that either.
Oh, you haven't played it either? Oh, I thought you had.
I uploaded a video of Infected mode.
Infected.
That's so fun. Have you tried that yet? You got to try it, BriarRabbit. Yeah. What are you doing? Huh?
I'm stuck in free for all. I just can't get out of it. If it moves, I can shoot it. I don't have to jump on flags or nothing.
Look, my son's 12 years old. One day he came out and said, "Dad, you got to try Infected." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, Brett. Get out of here, okay?" Yeah. He's my junior. And he said, "Dad, it's so fun, so fun." And I was like, okay, have fun, okay? I'm going to play Team Deathmatch. And so he ended up convincing Kate, because Kate's so nice, to sit down and look at it and try it. And she tried it, and she was like, "Babe, this is really, really fun." And so when she tried it, then I had to say, okay, let me give it a shot. It's insane.
This is the one where you run around, you have a gun. Or no, yeah, you have a gun, and then if a zombie gets you, you only have a knife?
Well, this is the premise. And see, like, I know you uploaded a video recently of the changes that they've done. They got this hardened mode. They've gotten, they've nerfed
snipers,
like the scopes.
Yeah.
This mode, you start off as a full party, and everybody runs around for the countdown, the 15-second countdown. At the end of the countdown, one random person gets turned.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're standing next to somebody right now, you're totally fine. Once it hits 0, if you're infected, you turn into this thing and you stab him and he becomes infected.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, if I'm standing in front of somebody and they're good, at 0 countdown, I fire my gun either way.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you save yourself that way, but you're infected. You got 2 minutes to infect someone else. If the time runs out without you actually being able to kill somebody, then they win. But usually that doesn't happen. I think we've done that once, where we survived the onslaught of the infected, and they're extremely fast. Once you become infected, you're really fast. And you have a knife, and you can throw a knife.
Oh, okay.
And they have a shotgun. But they just implemented all these new changes to it to where you can have a riot shield with 2 pistols. They gave you one with a sniper rifle, against the infected. It's a really fun, it's a change. I've done the demolitions and the team deathmatch to death over the last few iterations of Call of Duty, and this just feels like something so new, something so fun. I just uploaded a video of that. Make sure you check it out because I think I got the last kill too. But it was really fun. It's a great new take on Call of Duty, and I hope they don't get rid of it. I think it's going to grow.
The problem was that I wasn't watching the video. I was only listening to it because I was cleaning the bathroom at the time.
Well, remind me to make an audio book. Okay.
We have guests coming over for New Year's. Actually, my father's coming to town, so we had to clean the house real quick. We had to go through the house and do all the, make it look like it always is clean.
Yeah. Oh man, here we are, 2014. Man, I hope everybody has a great New Year.
Yeah.
Make those good resolutions and stick to them, because that's what we always do. We always, New Year's Eve, what would be a good resolution? And then we make them, and then 2 days later we're completely forgot. So if you make any resolutions, keep them. And, hopefully we have a better year this year than last. Hopefully we have a government that does some good things this year. We don't want everybody spying on us, What did you think about that? I know it's a little off the subject, but about, the government spying, NSA, Edward Snowden, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Verizon. It was just a crazy situation.
It is,
that,
and I don't think that Edward Snowden is a criminal. I think he should be allowed back. Technically he is a criminal. I don't know, man. It's so hard. It's like
this is my thought on it. Technically, Edward Snowden is a criminal because what he did was release classified documents.
Yeah.
Which law was the higher law broken, right? He only broke the law because someone was breaking a higher law.
Maybe he should, just be pardoned. But I think Obama's pissed as hell about it because,
of course, Obama's mad about it. But that's why he's like, he has the worst presidential rating of all time. He's like down in the 40s now.
I think that's still better than George Bush. I'll tell you,
I think all those guys are the same, man. Yeah. Until we get a real person that understands the plight of your average real American, not some rich guy, coming off of, born into money. Someone who actually lived out here and worked out here, understands, what it's like to have a neighbor, to actually need something.
Yeah.
To sit in that chair and they can be relatable. But right now we got all these puppets sitting up in there. And
I think it's so complicated once you get in there too. Once you're in that position, all the things that you thought you would do, like, you sit down in that chair and all of a sudden you start seeing all the angles, right? And how, if he wanted to close Guantanamo Bay, he didn't realize that there'd be, 500 people really pissed about him bringing those prisoners to America. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's everything about it is so complicated, and you got to follow it so closely to really know what you're talking about. I always hesitate to even speak about it.
That's one thing. One thing I always do. That's been my pet peeve is staying up on politics. Believe it or not, I'm a beastly gamer. I love my gaming, but like whenever I have a few minutes of spare time that I'm not gaming, I'll go over to RT or go to a news site and find out what's going on in politics because that stuff really affects us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my thoughts on it. I believe the same thing you believe that Edward Snowden should be pardoned. What he did was a service to the world.
It was.
He exposed not only domestic spying, but spying on our foreign allies, presidents in other countries, data mining all our phone calls, emails, texts, you know, and it does violate the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution that we have a right to not be illegally searched and seized.
And think about all the trust that we gave away, you know, from other countries, you know? Like, imagine you're running a business in France and you find out that basically any communication that you have with a Microsoft product, the NSA can see and, you know, use to their own devices. Like, how are you going to feel about that? You don't really have an option either. You can't. It's not like you can go to some other company that's not in the United States to buy an operating system. So you're just screwed.
The internet infrastructure is set up with us. I think it's here in Northern America, all the internet infrastructure is actually set up. But Brazil, the president of Brazil, the female president, she found out that she was being spied on, even though that, you know, the BRICS countries are allies to the United States. She found out she was being spied on by the NSA, and she swore that America would pay for it. And now they're building their own internet infrastructure. I think that's a great idea.
I think.
But look, guys, I don't want to get too off subject here. I want to talk to you guys about something a little freaky deaky. Now, I know a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys indulge in adult activities and do things that adults do, especially you single guys and single gals out there. What do you think about this this Pornhub calling the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 like the number one source for their traffic? They actually
really? No, I hadn't heard about this. That's where most of their traffic comes from.
Yes, PlayStation 3 first, and then PlayStation 4. And, you know, they did a little survey.
Just in the interest of research, I feel like I should... Oh,
my goodness, but, yeah, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 are their number one traffic is coming from these two consoles, followed by the Xbox One. I think they said 6% of their traffic comes from the Wii U, which just doesn't even seem right.
Wii U?
How can you watch porn on a Wii U?
I don't know. And you know, you got that touchpad. I wouldn't want to use that touchpad after. No.
Yeah. This article is on Destructoid.com. I'm just loving them today.
Yeah.
This article came out a few weeks back when I first heard about it, but they're reporting on it again. It says shortly after the PlayStation 4's launch, Pornhub announced that it was the first porn site to fully support the PS4. They're making an app. Now, I'm sure you've seen, like, the IGN app on the PlayStation Store.
Wait, no. Really? They're going to do this?
Yeah, but IGN app. Pornhub is making its own PlayStation app for the PS4.
Is Sony going to allow this?
I don't know if Sony is or not. It's like, I released a video a few weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, about the Twitch video, Bang Brothers Christmas. Okay, it was about a week ago, where they had all these Bang Brothers chicks and about 3 or 4 guys, and the girls were flashing their breasts for the camera. And this happened on Twitch.
Really?
And come to find out, Sony knew about this. I didn't know Sony knew. Kate and I were sitting here, and I was just watching. I was like, you cannot be serious. They were smoking joints, smoking weed, you know, having a ball, girls walking up, kissing each other.
And this was happening on Twitch?
It happened on Twitch.
No shit.
Yeah, you're on the wrong site there, buddy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, on Twitch this happened, and come to find out Sony was aware of it. Maybe Sony is okay with this kind of stuff. Who knows? I mean, if they're truly in the mind state of, you know, libertarianism, we don't want to police you, then they'd probably let this happen. I don't see the point in it personally. But yeah, they're making an app for it. According to Pornhub's vice president, Pornhub is targeting consoles for website support.
Really?
Because that is where some of their users today prefer to access the site because they offer great user experience across all platforms. So they got this new PS4 app coming out. Let me know how you like it, Brian.
I will. Trust me. What was the release date on that?
It's crazy, the percentages, too. I'm not going to go through it all.
Yeah, just tell me the PS3 and PS4 one, though. I got to know.
Okay, at least percentage-wise, this intersection of porn and consoles rings true. The PS3, PS4, Wii, and Xbox 360 users who visit the site have a lower bounce rate than the average traffic. So that means they stay there longer than people on the computers. They're more likely to visit pages. They're more likely to visit more pages rather than split after coming to the site.
What?
All four consoles also have a longer visit duration than average traffic. So these people consistently come back.
Hey.
They're on their PS3, PS4s, and they're loving it, man.
They must be doing some endurance runs.
They say that the PlayStation audience, they view more sites, they view more pages, but the Xbox 360 and One owners stay on the pages longer. So I don't know if they're holding out longer or what.
There's
ridiculous.
There's
man.
so many disgusting jokes to be made here. I don't. It's my brain is racing.
Oh god! It says the lion's share of console porn viewing comes from the PS3, which accounts for 55% of the console traffic. To the Xboxes, 39%, and the Wii's limp 6%.
The Wii. They must be doing speed runs on the Wii. We already got the Wiimote, you know, you gotta shake it around.
Oh man, there's a whole new meaning to the word joystick, man, I tell you.
I had no idea this was a thing that you could, like, it never occurred to me to browse that kind of thing on a console.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And now they got, wow. I'm looking at the actual, the top 10 categories by console versus regular traffic. For the Xbox, the number one that people look at on the Xbox is teen, then lesbian, ebony, porn, squirt, hentai, HD, big boobs, ass, and mature. PS3.
Yeah.
You like MILFs.
Well, it's an older crowd on the PS3.
You know, there's a lot of kids on Xbox Live. Yeah. So MILFs, ebony, lesbians, teens, squirt, big boobs, ass, mature, anal, and hentai. So we got the anime lovers all the way at the bottom there. PS4, MILF again.
Wow.
Teen, ebony, lesbian, big boobs, ass, mature, squirt, hentai, and anal. And Nintendo, number one, hentai. At least.
Hey, there you go.
So, for all the guys out there enjoying your consoles, if you like this kind of stuff going on, the Pornhub, you know, apps being added to your PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Wii U, leave a comment. Let us know if this is something that you appreciate, something that you like, or something you don't like. We just want to get your feedback on this kind of stuff. We're not really opinionated here. We're just relaying the news.
All I know is next time I go over a friend's house to play video games, I'm bringing my own controller.
I'm taking some Gojo, you know, some hand sanitizer. Yeah. It's crazy, man. And it kind of worries me. Well, it doesn't worry me because I got every console, but I know I'm not into this stuff. Let me... Oh, man. Now, Nintendo obviously had, since I don't play the Wii U, but they had a major outage as well over Christmas.
Did they really? Did they have any multiplayer games on the Wii U? I'm not familiar.
You know better than me. You own one. I know they got Call of Duty. Did Ghost come out on the Wii U?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so that may have been an issue, but according to them, they had a major outage, and they've come out with a report to the consumer. Nintendo issued an apology late yesterday evening for the recent series of network outages. The company explains the instability was caused by a one-time surge in demand. I wouldn't say one time, though.
Yeah, it happens around this time every year, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know. I would want people to think that we always have a lot of demand. So I wouldn't say
that's a good point.
surge in demand over the holidays. The online services initially buckled on Christmas Day, largely due to an influx of new Nintendo Network accounts.
Everybody wanted to look at some hentai.
Yeah, and the thing at the bottom, it's so funny that they said there is a positive takeaway from all this, is that at least people know that their consoles go online. Poor Nintendo.
You know, their online structure was terrible with the Wii. I haven't really looked at it with the Wii U, but with Xbox Live and PSN, you could just look up people by their names, but with Wii, you had to have this like long code and you had to share it. It was bizarre. I don't know if it's still the same with the Wii U. I haven't really looked at it, but their online has always been a little wacky anyway. I don't know if anybody really prefers the Wii or Wii U as a primary online console, you know?
Well, my thing is, it's been a lot. Nintendo's had a lot of bad press, and recently they've had more than it seems like Xbox had during the whole DRM debacle. It seems like a nonstop. I call it the terror train or the nightmare train. Mm-hmm. They're on this train, and each stop is like a scary location that they're getting shocked at. You don't hear anything really good about it. I haven't heard anything really good about them since the new Mario 3D Land came out.
Yeah, that game is supposed to be phenomenal, though. It's downstairs. I haven't checked it out. But Zelda, too. I mean, I think the two best games of the year, by a lot of people's measure, are both on Nintendo platforms.
But the one thing about both of those games is Nintendo does not market their product efficiently enough to me.
That's true.
It's like, you see Sony commercials, you see infamous Second Son commercials, you see, Titanfall commercials, you see all this stuff going on, but you very rarely or seldom see a Nintendo commercial marketing their new product.
Now,
and I just made a video on this. Nintendo just started a new campaign. This is new news. And it's a year after the Wii U came out, but they just started a new campaign to alert consumers that the Wii U is not a peripheral and that it is its own standalone console. And yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah. They are now undergoing this whole new marketing campaign to let people know the Wii U is a next-gen console because they dropped the ball initially. And someone who's a high-power position didn't pick up that ball and say, hey, look, we need to let people know what this thing is. We need to get the information out to the consumer. We need to let them know why this is going to be a great experience for them to have. They just said, screw it, we're Nintendo. They're going to come. They built it, and people said, screw you. We're going to go with these guys over here. And so now they got to rebuild it and hopefully get things right this time.
Their marketing was so good with the Wii, too. It's surprising to see them drop the ball like in such a short amount of time. With the Wii, they had these campaigns just showing people having all that fun with the bowling game and the tennis game. People, they weren't showing the games that are showing people having fun. And I think it spoke to a lot of people, especially non-traditional gamers. Like, look how much fun these people are having. I'd like to have that much fun, too. I'm going to check out this Wii. I want to play some Wii Sports. But the Wii U, they never really had anything like that. And you're right. I haven't seen any advertising for these games at all. And I run a YouTube channel. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't see any Nintendo games on there. I don't watch Cartoon Network, so maybe they're on there. But,
Another thing, Nintendo seems to not know what audience they're going after. It's like the few commercials I have seen is 7, 8-year-old kids convincing their parents to have family game night. To me, that doesn't resonate with me because, like you, I grew up with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I grew up past that stage where I wanted to play those childlike games. But it seems like they still want to market that to that age group, which turns away adults. And the senior vice president of marketing, I forget his name now, but it's in the video I uploaded last night. He said himself, and I'm going to try to quote him, that when it comes to the Wii, people got it. They understood immediately when they saw someone swing that Wii remote.
Yeah.
They knew right then that this was something that was, a fun experience that they could all do easily. He said the Wii U is much more confusing to the consumer. People don't know really what to take it as.
Yeah.
Is it a controller? Can you interact with it like you do with the Wii? Is it, touchpad? People don't really know.
I was confused about it right until we got it home. I didn't even know if you could use the Wiimote with it. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Oh, when you first got it, you still didn't know. I have no idea. I know it even looks just like doesn't it look, the console looks like the Wii?
Yeah,
as well?
Very similar. I think it's a little rounder, and ours is black. I think they made a white version, but ours is black. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. They certainly don't speak to me. I've been praising this Zelda game, but I am also wondering, is the only reason I love this Zelda game as much as I do because of the nostalgic feeling I have for the old Zelda game, I grew up with Nintendo. I grew up with the NES. I grew up with the Super Nintendo. And even the N64 I played a lot of. But kind of toward the GameCube era, I really kind of fell off their train because they were rigidly sticking to that E for everyone. core set of values that just didn't speak to anymore. I was older. I wanted to play some Tekken. I wanted to play some of the more advanced games and Resident Evil on the PlayStation. And ever since then, they've never really been able to get me back.
Yeah, I heard you mentioned that in your video you just recently uploaded, how you were really big in the 64 era,
yeah,
and how they did lose you. I feel real similar to that. There were certain games on the GameCube that I liked, but a majority of the games seemed like they were targeted for a younger audience.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was growing up, becoming a man, asserting myself, and I didn't want to associate that kind of gaming with the kind of gaming I wanted to do in the future.
Yeah.
And so they kind of lost me there. It'd be different if they marketed other types of games as well. That way you could have you could slide in a couple kiddie games in the middle of your Call of Duty and Battlefield.
But the N64 had adult games. It had, had GoldenEye. It was a real console. But that GameCube, for some reason, there was just a disconnect. There wasn't a real Mario game for it. I think they had Mario Sunshine. I think that was the only one that came out for that, right? Yeah. And, so there was no Mario game that really sold that system. I don't think a Zelda game ever even came out for the GameCube. Or no, Wind Waker came out for it.
Wind Waker. Yeah. No. No, that was Wii. Twilight Princess was Wii.
Yeah, well, that came out for the GameCube and the Wii, I think.
GameCube and Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So
I didn't play that until I got it on the Wii.
The Metroid games were cool on GameCube, but they weren't enough. I don't know. There was just as those systems went on, the Wii was devoid almost completely of games I wanted to play. I mean, it seemed like just a platform full of shovelware.
Yeah. Right now, the game that you're more interested in than anything else is this. So are you going to play this?
Oh, yeah, I've been playing it. I think I got 9 heart containers.
Okay, so you're going to do a review on it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I wanted to start doing more in-depth reviews on my handhelds. Yeah. And so I'm thinking of getting the capture card for the Vita, which actually is a whole new Vita. It's not a card. Really? It's a special Vita.
You have to get a special Vita to be able to capture video off of it? Can't you just hold the camera really still?
Who's going to play the game? I got the tripod and stuff. I was thinking of getting a chest tripod, but I'm thinking I might go ahead and get this thing. It's the same price as the Vita.
Oh, really?
It has the micro USB on the bottom. You just plug it into your computer, get a little bit of software.
Well, if I get one, I should just get that one, I guess.
It's hard to find, though. It's really hard to find, really? So I was thinking about it. But the thing I want to get into now is I was going to do Battlefield 4, but with so much going on with Battlefield 4, I'm like, screw it.
I think it's a minefield trying to review a game like Battlefield 4. I made a video about this, too, I think last week. I don't know if reviews on games are still relevant for a lot of games, especially when you're talking about a game that's as complex as Call of Duty Ghosts or Battlefield 4, where you have multiple components, and especially if you're trying to do a review before the game comes out. So, you might be able to do a decent review on the single player, but then how can you review the multiplayer before the thing is out, and you see how the servers run, and you see how it handles matchmaking? How can you even put out a valid opinion? You have no idea what the gun balancing is. Your review is not speaking to the Call of Duty player who is going to be playing this for a year just only in multiplayer. It's totally irrelevant, right? And also, if you review the single player of Call of Duty Ghosts, then who are you really speaking to there? Because how many people actually play the single player of Call of Duty Ghosts, I understand that there are people that play it, and it's probably good that they still include it because that probably brings a lot more people into the multiplayer. But I don't understand how you can put a review out there for, The Verge or I think it was Polygon. They put a review out for Battlefield 4. They gave it a 7.5 at release. And then 2 weeks later, they changed their score to like a 3.5 because the game was so broken. But it's too late, man. You gave that game a 7.5 and people went out and bought it based on that review. It's too late. You have caused damage because you did not properly review this game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I am tentative to give reviews because I don't want to, I don't want to be held responsible for somebody buying something. I think it's different, right? If I'm going to review Zelda, I have a very specific product. It's a single-player game. I don't have to worry about multiplayer servers or matchmaking. But when people start talking about reviews for multiplayer games, I think they're stepping into a hornet's nest that I don't necessarily know if I would feel confident stepping into.
Well, the thing is, especially with a game that has an in-depth multiplayer like Call of Duty Ghosts, it would be really hard to do a review on the online multiplayer because it's multifaceted.
Yeah.
It's not just team deathmatch. It's so many different avenues.
Yeah.
You probably have to spend hundreds of hours in it. Now, Broken Games did something. Broken Games HD?
Yeah.
He did something recently with Killzone that I kind of, respected. He came out with the Killzone single-player campaign about 3 weeks ago, and then the day before yesterday, he released the multiplayer.
So
review.
he did 2 separate reviews. That makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, he did the multiplayer review. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And yes, I can understand that. I can be behind something like that because I know that all his videos he uploads are Killzone multiplayer. It's all he plays. He thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, he's put in many, many hours playing this. His review can actually stand for something. Yeah. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do a review on an online aspect of a game unless I went into every single, avenue of what it has to offer.
And these reviews you're reading online that are available the day before release, normally what happens is these reviewers get, flown out to play this game in a room with a bunch of other reviewers or a hotel room. They play a pre-release version of this game. These games almost always come out with a day one patch that you have to download when you first put the game in. Also, a multiplayer game, how different was Black Ops 2 6 months into release than it was the day it came out? It was very different. There was new gun.
Hugely.
There were all new weapon balancing. There was, they tweaked all sorts of things like the spawns, all sorts of stuff. I can't think of everything, but that's not the same game that you reviewed back in November. But you leaving the review up, and people are still looking at that review. I don't know.
It's the same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty's been out for a month and a half.
Yeah.
Look how different it is now from the way it was when it came out.
That's right. It is. It's very different
They've
already.
already done the spawn points. They've already done weapon balancing. They've done, so much to the game compared to how it was on release. It's almost a different game. Especially for people who like to do quick scoping and, they've added new avenues into like infected mode. Now, I mean, initially it was only one weapon. Now you got like 5 or 6. They've nerfed weapons. They've made weapons better. It's just so much going on.
But if you read a review of Call of Duty Ghosts on a website or in a magazine, it's like 99% of that review is going to be talking about how the single player campaign was a little bit boring, and then they'll have like a 1-paragraph review saying, here are the new modes in the multiplayer. Like, I'm not even going to play that campaign, so. What is your review worth to me? It's worth nothing. You've said nothing about the multiplayer, and that's what I'm going to spend the next year on.
And it's so funny. When we got Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4, initially I felt it was so different than Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
You know how it is. When you go to I haven't played Black Ops 2 since Call of Duty Ghosts came out, okay? But before, I was so into that game, as soon as I picked it up, I felt like riding a bike. Let's go murder some people.
Yeah.
The whole dynamic of Ghost versus Black Ops 2 felt so different to me that it scared me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to learn it. I was like, this is crap. I don't want to play it. Get it away from me. And so that's when my wife went on and played the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like me. She was like, I don't want to play it either. And then after I started to see your videos, it started to look like your Black Ops videos. I was like, wait a minute. BriarRabbit is killing them the same way. I got to get back into this thing. And now I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah. I feel the same way you do about it, man. So many changes, they come so quick, and you really can't nail down any particular thing on a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Because it constantly changes. There's constant updates and patches.
Yeah.
So how can you rate something today when you know that in 6 months it'll be different?
Yeah. Battlefield 4, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how somebody could feel good about putting a review out there about a game and then changing it, a few weeks later. Like, I don't know how you can do that. I mean, at least they changed it, though, right? At least they changed it.
Oh, man. this is this is kind of funny, and I'm not going to get really into the deep story of it. But we just talked about the Pornhub thing with the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah.
This 8-year-old boy, his mom bought him a 3DS.
Yeah.
From Walmart.
Uh-huh.
And had porn.
Yeah, already? It was somebody returned it?
This is on GameSpot.com. Man! Oh my goodness. How does this even happen? One child made a surprising discovery Christmas morning after snapping some images with his 3DS he received on Christmas. Tom Matthews' 8-year-old son found various pornographic images saved on the system. Wavy News 10 reports. He went to play his games not knowing anything was on it, Matthews said. After a while, the kids took pictures of themselves, and when the picture was taken, they went to a file. When Matthew's son opened the image files, he found a dozen pictures were already there. Pictures he was not meant to see. Oh my goodness. It was a shocker because we had a family here, and there were lots of kids here, Matthew said. The kids were the ones that discovered those pictures. Oh, well, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of heads can roll in situations like this. Matthew purchased a 3DS at a Walmart in Hampton, Virginia, and said the images were time-stamped for early December. However, he bought the 3DS on December 23rd, so the portable was likely purchased and then returned without wiping the system user data. I didn't know Walmart even did that.
Return systems?
I mean, I know you can return a system if it's faulty or you don't want it, but I didn't think they'd take it and stick it right back on the shelf and sell it.
No, I would have thought they'd send it right back to Nintendo, and Nintendo would take care of it.
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
But obviously that's not the case.
Have it seller refurbished.
Is this like the new sticking razor blades in candy? Like, is this like the new thing that like happens to like one person and like everybody else has to like be careful of it?
I'd be so upset if that happened to one of my kids. You know,
I'd be upset if my kids were younger, but at this point they're pretty much looking at that stuff themselves.
See, mine are still at that really, really innocent stage. They know what's going on in the world, but what they talk about or they think outside the house is outside the house. When we're here, we're like, it's like Pleasantville, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we play our games, we laugh and talk, we make jokes. And especially having little girls. Oh, man, that really upset me.
Yeah.
These people are so stupid, the kind of situations people get put into without any justification.
We got the kids' Kindle Fires last year. And we tried to restrict, web access and all that stuff, but they got through. We looked in that history.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And how old are your kids again? They're close to mine.
They just turned 12 years old.
Okay. Brett's 12, Brennan's 11. So we're right there at the same age. But see, these guys, they got a MacBook. They got iPhones, both of them. They both have Android phones. They got tablets.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon got 2 tablets. And they got all these games. And so I'm pretty sure by now they're extremely tech savvy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I am, not realizing that I'm the parent now.
Yeah.
And you know how it was when we were kids. We get stuff over on our parents all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm probably getting victimized by them quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I work in IT for my main job, so I'm monitoring network traffic over here, and I'm like watching like what websites are getting hit from the router.
So you can actually see your own. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, me personally, I'm a heat treater, and a lot of people don't know what that is, but I austenitize metal. You know that all the metal that's used in the world has to go through a process after it's machined. It goes into a process where it's actually hardened. That's what I do. I run gigantic furnaces inside of a big, giant steel mill, and I put giant pieces of metal inside furnaces, austenitize them, and add carbon to them, making them to whatever the hardness it needs to be for like airplanes and stuff. So that's my job. I wish I was in tech. I probably could do it, but this is what I fell into. Hey, the steam machine is getting a lot of coverage now. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure you probably seen this, that the teardown revealed that this thing, the hardware inside is worth $1,300.
That's awesome. That would mean they're going to sell it at a loss and try and make up the money on software.
Are you serious?
I mean, if that's to be believed, if it's really worth $1,300, I mean, I'm under the impression that they were planning on selling this for $600 or $700.
They say the priciest part is the Zotac GeForce GTX 780 3 GB video card at more than $500 by itself.
Now, I also think that they've sent out multiple versions of this beta unit. So what one guy got might be different than what another guy got. There might be different video cards in it, different processor core. I'm pretty sure that there's multiple versions of this thing out there. And this guy might be showing off like the highest of the high end. And while another guy's beta unit is a much lower end unit.
I mean, they're estimating the price tag will be over $1,000, but I couldn't see them selling.
No way, nobody's buying that for $1,000. Who's gonna do that? It's a console for $1,000.
3DO all over again.
Yeah, people have tried. Neo Geo tried having a super expensive. Even the PlayStation 3 released it $600 or $700.
$600. I know.
It was. I mean, it took a while for that thing to catch on because of that price point. I think. Hell, I just bought one this summer for $300. I was pissed off about that.
Valve hasn't announced anything, but the new teardown analysis from Fixit reveals the system may carry a price tag of over $1,000. Hopefully that's not true. I mean, if they can get it for $500, yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've never really been a avid PC player.
No, but it'd be nice to have access to those games on the couch.
Yeah. It'd be a console, but it'd be a PC. And I could be a console PC elitist.
Yeah.
That'd always be great. But wow, they got a $500 graphics card in there?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to look spectacular, though.
There's no doubt about it then that the Steam machine will be the most powerful console.
Yeah, but you got to sell them if you're. Although with that model, right? Those games are basically just going to be out of the Steam store. So I don't know how much a programmer will have to reprogram a game to get it on the Steam box. You know, if it's basically just a really easy port to get it from, you know, either Windows or I think they're trying to do Linux for every game at this point. So if it's a super easy thing to get a game that's already on Steam onto the Steam machine, then it doesn't matter. They don't have to sell a ton of them. They can just offer them for the people who really want them. You know, just an enthusiast market. Maybe that's all they're going to go for.
Well, hopefully they can make some money on it then, because I don't think there are that many enthusiasts compared to the typical consumer.
You know, I don't know if it's the right time to be selling a $1,000 console.
Did you hear about Battlefield 4 being banned in China?
No. I can understand why, though.
They banned it. Well, I don't think it's even been released over there, but they banned it because of the images that the game portrays, and I forget how they worded it. It wasn't Western imperialism. Let me look at this article. Yeah, report China bans Battlefield 4, calls it a threat to national security. Okay? Sounds like the stuff they say over here. The Chinese government's Ministry of Culture reportedly bans EA's latest multiplayer shooter. The Chinese government has banned EA's Battlefield 4 because it contains content that threatens national security. That's what the Ministry of Culture said. The Wall Street Journal points out that the decision is not likely to negatively impact EA's business because the publisher doesn't sell Battlefield 4 in China, which is just stupid. What is this even for? If it's not even out in China.
Well, they're pissed off because they're always being portrayed as the bad guys. And
so now it's illegal to download it, and they say it's illegal to talk about it in China. That kind of makes it makes you feel good to be at home, you know? Yeah. With all the crap going on here, we can really do what we want, guys. We can watch Pornhub on our PS4s while holding Battlefield 4 in one hand. I mean, it's great. Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's kind of sad the conditions that people have to live in and how we take everything for granted, you know? I'm just looking over a lot of news because this kind of stuff it permeates with me, you know?
So what do you got coming up for the new year? I know you guys are going to start doing the, I can't remember, the Beauty and the Beast series.
There you go. Beauty and the Beast. I probably won't do a segment today because, like I said, Kate's in bed. We went and everybody got sick. And it always hits me last, so I'm just waiting. Yeah. But what we're going to do is probably some Call of Duty split screen footage, 1080p. And we'll probably do Team Deathmatch or Infected so you guys can kind of see both perspectives. And we're going to just talk, and I've got it set up to where the subscribers can email me comments, questions, ask for advice. You know, I'm not perfect by a long shot. Like I said in the last video I just uploaded, I'm not a perfect man by a long shot, but anything I can do to ever help anybody, I'll gladly do. But if people want to know about us, our home life, what it's like here in Georgia, how we met, what turned her into a gamer, what turned me into, I mean, it's really just open season on us.
Nice. So it'll be kind of a Q&A for subscribers?
Yeah, Q&A, you know, pretty much.
Like
you can ask any questions you want. And like I said, as long as it's respectful stuff, we'll definitely get out and answer it. We'll be together, just like how you do your rom-coms. And we'll talk about it. And hopefully the I was going to say consumers, the subscribers will like it. She wanted to do something with me. She actually made the banner for it yesterday before she really started feeling bad. It's really awesome. She actually made my opening, the Beachly Gamer thing comes on the red. She does that kind of stuff. Did she do your new
channel icon too? I saw you have a new icon. Was it her too?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. She likes that picture. She said she didn't want to put it up because she said now the girls all want me. I don't see it. But yeah, New Year's, I think that's going to be a nice new change to the channel. I'm looking pretty much to do anything that's exciting at this point. I got a lot of loyal subscribers, man, believe it or not. You know, I'm just approaching that 130 mark, but there are a lot of people who consistently comment and fortify us with positivity. Like you, I don't get really any negative comments.
I'm lucky too, yeah.
It must be that RPM network, man.
Maybe, yeah. I got a bad feeling that, like, once you grow to a certain point, like, you start seeing that stuff more.
Really, you won't be able to avoid it.
Yeah.
Once you get so big, you become a target. But
so I thought... go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I thought that 2013 was actually a spectacular year for games. Not only did we get 2 new next-gen consoles, but we got some amazing stuff. BioShock Infinite comes to mind. Last of Us comes to mind. Zelda, a new Mario game. I mean, all sorts of great games came out, and new consoles came out. So what do you think for 2014? Do you think we're going to have similar highs, or we're going to get more of a standard year? I know I'm looking forward to Titanfall and Destiny. What do you think?
I think personally that 2014 will be as good, if not better, than 2013. I'm not going to take anything away from what you just said. I absolutely agree with you. 2013 has been by far the best gaming year probably within the last 5 years.
It has been absolutely batshit crazy too, with the Microsoft turnarounds, and I mean, it just so much was happening all the time.
Yeah, it's been a really exciting year for gamers, for people who really love this entertainment medium, and it's been like a spectacle to watch. We've gotten great games, like you said, The Last of Us, best game, Tomb Raider, BioShock Infinite. We had some great. Oh, and speaking of great indies, Brothers: The Tale of Two Sons is going to be free on the PSN.
Oh, is it really?
Starting January 1st.
Oh, I'm going to be checking that out because I haven't checked that game out yet.
I'm trying to remember the articles. Either the first or the fourth. BioShock Infinite's free too.
Really?
Yeah,
I'll play that again.
They got a couple PS Vita games that are free and PS4 games that are free too.
You know what I downloaded over the weekend for my Mac was actually Rogue Legacy, another kind of small independent game. I got that off of Steam because it was on sale, and I'd heard so many people talking about it. I generally don't game on my PC, but I did actually read that you can hook up a DualShock 4 to a Macintosh and game that way. So I said, I'll check that game out. I've heard really good things about it. It's excellent. The game is really fun.
And your DualShock 4 works?
Yeah, it works with the Mac, yeah.
I hear it works with the Xbox. Does it work with the Xbox One, too?
I don't know. Does it?
I heard it does.
Oh, my God.
But I don't have the Xbox One to try.
Change my life. I'm going to try it. I can't imagine it would. Why would it?
It works with the 360.
It does?
Yeah.
Wow. Hold on.
He's getting ready to try it. I don't know if it works with the Xbox One, though. But yeah, the PS4 controller is compatible with so many other devices, man. It's great. It's, the way that they designed it is just fantastic.
It is. It's a great controller.
This is one of Sony's crowning achievements here.
Absolutely.
I love them so much I gotta have 2 of them at all times.
So no new consoles next year, but definitely some mega games coming out. Titanfall and Destiny obviously come to mind.
I hear a lot of crazy people talking about potentially a new Nintendo console coming out next year. Not happening.
No.
I think Nintendo is just. I think they're planning right now to just hit their stride.
Yeah, I mean they have had a slow burns with the 3DS before.
Well, the 3DS is doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's doing great, but it started slow and it ramped up.
I think that they're really going to find their mark with the Wii U this year. As long as they can. You can't just rely on what you know, because doing it that way, you'll never, really reach success. The people who become successful are the ones who take chances. Because if you sit safe all the time, that's all you'll ever be.
Yeah.
You sit inside your cubicle and you know what you're making, and you're scared to jump out and say I'm better than this because you might get fired. You're going to stay in that cubicle and you're going to make what you make. And so instead of just staying in the cubicle, pulling out Mario, pulling out Zelda, pulling out Metroid, pulling out Star Fox, take some chances.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that they can get is, no, we don't like this game. But take some chances, bring out some new IPs, man. If Nintendo brings some new IPs out that are more adult-centric, that we can really get into and focus on, man, the Wii U's mine. I mean, it's already a given. When Smash Brothers comes out, the Wii U's mine.
Yeah. That's
really what I want, because I'm a huge Smash Brothers fan. But if they start bringing out games that really can open my imagination and say, hey, look, Nintendo is trying new things. Not just their old, standard mascots. Yeah. Bring something new to the table, a new play mechanic to the table. When I first saw the Wii U commercial before the console came out, and I saw just the golf demo, how you hold the controller, you see the ball on the ground, and you swing, I said, oh, man, they're going to do some insane things with this console. I got to have it. But it just didn't end up that way. But I think that 2014, they're going to really hit their stride, and some changes are going to happen. But, they've got Sony and Microsoft fast on their heels, so, stay focused. I think Sony and Microsoft are going to continue to do fantastic. I don't know if they'll ever reach the PS2 sales or the Wii sales.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're going to battle all year. I think it's going to be brutal between those two.
Too. And I think that's great for us.
I can't wait.
It's the best news. Because if Sony just demolished them, then Sony could sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Microsoft keep trying, but the fact that they're doing this, that means we got this new awesome game coming out. No, we got this new awesome game coming out. No, we got this new peripheral coming out. No, it's going to be great for us. So it's a win-win for the gamers. You guys be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to BriarRabbit's channel. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to the Beastly Gamer channel. This has been Beastly Thoughts Episode 4. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.